prepared yet.
You need to try and pick off the units as...
Look at the shields on the launch missiles.
Oh my god, the drone's gonna take
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tal'Darim Altar, where I bring you Evil Genius's own IdrA. He is in the green trunks, he is playing Zerg to the northeast versus his opponent, the one and only mOoNan. He is in the red trunks, he is from Team FXO, and he's of course playing Terran. My name is Total Biscuit, joined by the one and only...
The Apollo,
Yes.
myself, that's me, the rocket ship.
What? I'm not even going to ask.
And we'll have to see, can IdrA pull the strings in this game? Can he pull out the win here? And this is on this large map here, Tal'Darim Altar. And this map, actually, I was just looking, is the one without the rocks on the third base.
Yep.
This version, so it's very easy for a Zerg player to take a fast third. Previously, they had to expand to potential fourth bases as their third before the rocks were killed. And I'm sure that style will be adopted here by IdrA, trying to fast expand if he can, and to get that sick economy where his strengths really lie.
mOoNan opening up with an early gas right here. What could that indicate?
Most likely going for a most likely a reactor Hellion build to get that factory as soon as the barracks finishes, and then start deploying aggressive harassment with Hellions against IdrA. And will IdrA over-make drones? Will he under-make drones? We'll have to see which one he decides to do, and that could decide the fate of his game.
Yeah, well, it looks like he's going to go for the hatchery first, as we can very clearly see right here. He doesn't go with spawning pool, he's ready to redeploy. And hatchery first is potentially vulnerable to early Hellion harassment.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, because you're not going to have speed out as soon as you normally would. And without speed, you can't really defend against too much. And IdrA is going to be sending out a scouting drone now on 16. And it is a little bit late usually. Zerg players like to send out a little bit early to actually identify, are you going 2 racks or so on. And IdrA will be scouting down the south location to find out pretty much everything, because a Marine's not going to be out in time. And he won't really know the timing of the gas and so on, because it's starting to build up already, but he will know that it's not 2 racks play, so...
Yep, it's quite the jog over there for our little droney friend. It will take him a while to get there. Eventually he will. And what he will spot, if mOoNan is not careful, which he is not, is that factory going down right there. And the reactor. That's critical for IdrA. And now that's a cancel immediately. Oh, no. IdrA blocks it off. Nicely done right there. mOoNan, oh my. Not a good start.
That's really bad. He's actually lifted it up so he can wall off correctly with the reactor. But unfortunately, he tried to do that. And guess what? Drone's underneath. And now it is walled off, but delayed a long time. As you can see, the factory's now finishing, and basically the timing of it is so that the factory finishes at the same time as the reactor, but unfortunately for a moment, not a good start into this game.
Not a brilliant opening, I have to say, and this is going to prove to be incredibly problematic. He's actually opening with a Hellion, and he's supply blocked as well. Oh no, mOoNan, not great, and IdrA's no doubt grinning from ear to ear right now.
Yeah, IdrA's going to throw down a Spine Crawler. On his natural, it's going to help out, especially when you get to the critical amount of Hellions, 6 or maybe 8. You are going to lose a lot of lings very fast, even if you do have speed. IdrA not yet started speed, has 1 in gas, has taken off 2 because he has enough for the speed. Will be wanting to start that ASAP, otherwise his Hellion count can get quite high. But once again, switching over with the factory and react barracks quite late, but in the meantime is going to go for that command center straight away now.
Would you have suggested to mOoNan that he continue with this strategy? I mean, surely IdrA is now well prepared for the possibility of these early Hellions.
He shouldn't change strategy. He just doesn't need to emphasize on it that much. He shouldn't go up to 4 or 6 Hellions, I think, just 2, and try to cut with a Hellion production and just continue with building a ton of SCVs.
Well, let's see if he decides to do that.
Yeah, he's got 2 out so far. Will he continue to build more? We'll have to see.
We will find out. There's no question about that. And that is exactly what he's doing. As you can see, he is doing the swap around. And it looks like he might take that tech lab. Certainly a possibility. Get some tanks going. We'll find out. And there you go. And moving that Marine barracks over there. Getting that all sorted. And these Hellions probably aren't going to be all that effective, although they do give him a reasonable amount of map control. Yeah,
IdrA has no idea what's going on now. Doesn't know the count of the Hellions. Know if all of a sudden he could get pressured into it. If he doesn't know how many Hellions are there. And 3 are going to come up now. 2 Lings and Queens are going to defend against this. That's all he has.
That would be impressive. We'll see as to whether or not he can pull that one off. That Spine Crawler could prove to be problematic, and IdrA trying to lure these Hellions out of position to get some good damage, but I'd be surprised if... really, mOoNan's actually waiting a little bit too long here. I would have thought he could get in and do damage now. Yeah,
6 Lings pop out, so now we have a total of 8 Lings versus 3 Hellions with speed now, the Lings. So they are going to be easily defended against these Hellions. And now IdrA is taking the 4th Extractor on the natural. Is also going to lair and will be definitely added on that Baneling Nest, as you can see, so we can start the upgrade as soon as the lair finishes to increase the Baneling speed. And Hellions do poke, but nothing there, and he's going to basically have to leave it. He is getting Blue Flame, though.
Yeah, and that's a curious movement considering the fact that he's waited so long. He's not been able to put IdrA behind economically, and currently it's 39 drones to 26. I mean, you can see that there's a big difference right there. And the longer, of course, he waits, the less effective this is going to be, unless he combines it with drop play. And
as you say that, we do have a Medivac completed now inside the natural of mOoNan. He will be lifting up some units inside there and going for some kind of drop harassment inside IdrA's main before the spy is done, before any units are made. As you can see, the production tab, only drones, only upgrades at the moment. So it could surprise IdrA and could potentially do a lot of damage here.
Find out as to whether or not that's the case. And those Hellions, as I said, pretty much ineffective for the time being. At least he does have some map control. He has dealt with that Overlord, and this drop is coming in. This is going to be an elevation by the looks of it with these Hellions. This area at the bottom of the main base on Tal'Darim Altar is very vulnerable to that kind of play. However, IdrA is patrolling around. He's got good creep spread, so I wouldn't be too concerned about that. There's the elevation. 4 Blue Flame Hellions now in the base. He can easily bring in a 5th as well. The interception comes in from IdrA, but it might be a little bit too late, and mOoNan has a really big opportunity here.
I mean, Speedlings against Blue Flame Hellions and Marines, not going to work, sir. So it's going to be very hard to defend this.
Yep, he takes an Overlord for free, and that's the best kind of Overlord for any kind of Terran player. And IdrA with a reasonable surrounder right here. He's actually able to nail down 3 Hellions. That's a really nice play. And there's the Baneling detonation, and this is going to be cleaned up quite effectively. I don't think IdrA's really stressed about this.
Well, he has overmade in Lings. He's got 20 Lings about to morph, so he will clean it up, but it did overmake Lings. And a nice defense there, and now can continue back into the Spire play, and is getting that 3rd base up now, nice and fast, and we'll be adding on these Mutalisks very, very soon.
Zergling is streaming across the map right now. He thinks, well, I'm going to overmake that. I might as well do some damage with them, maybe gain some scouting information, do a run by. Admittedly, he's going to take a lot of damage from that bunker, so I don't think that's going to happen just yet. And we're going into the mid-game right now with some Mutalisk harassment. And, of course, anyone that's played against IdrA or even watched him in any kind of mutant capacity knows how terrifying he can be.
Indeed, you should have nightmares against IdrA's control here. And as they do come out, we only have 5 so far, though. He's a little bit, supply blocked at 76. Which is kind of surprising for IdrA. As we know, he's very strong with his mechanics and macro. We shouldn't really be seeing him supply blocked. And that's kind of halted the production of Mutalisks now. Only 4 coming in to harass. And that's not near enough, especially with turrets all over.
Yeah, it's not going to be able to do much. He might gain some basic scouting information, but that would really be about it at this point. The missile turrets are well positioned. He will, of course, force those SCVs off the mineral line, which is quite a nice little victory in and of itself, especially if he doesn't lose anything. And behind all of this, of course, he's actually taking his 3rd. As you said, this version of the map has no rock, so this is nice and easy.
Yeah, nice. Needs to get that 3rd up. Needs to start a transfer soon, though. Needs to get the gas intake ASAP. IdrA playing a little bit sloppy here, getting supply capped again at 94. She's getting supply capped basically every other Overlord. And now mOoNan has the opportunity to come back into this game.
However, will he be able to do so with so many Mutalisks coming in? I mean, we've already got 8 in the air. There's another 5 on the way. Banelings moving in as well. And mOoNan with a fairly impressive drop force. Admittedly, it is lacking Marine Shield, which is never good when you've got Mutas and Banelings around. Yeah,
he just moved out there to force IdrA to morph Banelings instead of getting, instead of putting all the gas into Mutalisks. And to try to stop the count of that, altogether now we're at, in the unit tab, 13, plus another 3 in production, 16 in total with +1. And we're going to start seeing turrets being picked off, SCVs, refineries, everything's going to start to happen now for IdrA.
Yep, and it looks like he's going to be able to rain down some very serious damage right here on the mineral line of mOoNan, who moves to intercept it. Of course, the real danger here is that mOoNan gets caught out of position when the Banelings and Zerglings land, and that is not pleasant at all.
And IdRA's going to take a 4th base now, too. Very smart play by IdrA. Hellion is on the way. Excellent timing. Oh my god, I can't believe how awesome that timing is from the Hellion. A little bit slow, though. Could have actually countered that drone if he'd moved that a little bit earlier. And is going to go ahead and scout that 3rd base. Potentially do a bit of damage, too.
We'll see if he's able to pull that one off. Now, the Thor count is at 1. There's another one coming in. He takes a little bit of shelling. And, of course, mutas are just scared of Thors in whatever capacity. It doesn't matter if there's 1. It doesn't matter if there's 20. They don't want to be anywhere near Thors. There's just too much damage coming in. Got a free supply depots right here, and IdrA picks them up with great gusto. He's very happy about that. That's another one. That's 3 total. And a quick supply block right there for mOoNan.
Yeah, I'm surprised why he actually moved back. He does see, though, that mOoNan is moving out with a lot of Marines here. No upgrades yet, though. +1 soon to be done. And now this Thor's going to be very vital. Will IdrA be able to get a magic box over the Thor, or will mOoNan be able to crush through?
We're about to find out one way or the other as the Mutalisks move along the flank. We've got a small force of Marines backed up by Medivacs, looking perhaps for, once again, a little bit of elevation play. He's dropping 4 into the line. He needs to deal with the Spine Crawler fairly rapidly. And as you can see, IdrA swinging around the side right here. 2 more Thors on the way, but they're not going to be able to contribute to that fight. Baneling's moving in as well, and looks like mOoNan's going to get routed right here. A lot of damage coming in. There's the Thor, and that just wasn't even close.
Yeah, no tanks equals Banelings can do a lot of damage here. And because they're not going to be picked off, and IdrA cleans that up. 160 supply for IdrA now, 89 for mOoNan. Complete domination by IdrA here.
It's not pleasant, folks. There is really no doubt about that one. And now charging it. It's a swarm. What can I say? There is the great play and takes the Thor out very easily. Bunker is down, and really there's not a lot of defense left to deal with this kind of force.
No, not at all. He's going to magic box the second and third Thor here. The turret is there to do a lot of damage, but Ling's doing so much damage to the mineral line, and it looks like IdrA's going to take this game.
We're looking for it right now. Yeah, you can absolutely see that. It's looking very, very good. And it looks like IdrA will clean this up very, very easily. He shouldn't have too much of a problem in order to deal with this one. He picks it up. It's a... he can't do it. He's trying to hold it with this one Thor, but really, this is pretty much over.
Yeah, IdrA's not even macroing. He doesn't even need his 4th base. He's just staying on 3. He knows it's over. He has scouting links all over the place to check for potential bases. And even though there is one siege tank here, mOoNan hanging on for not too much.
We'll find out if he's able to hold it. I just don't think so. I mean, look at all this nonsense that's hanging around outside of his base. He's just casually waiting for the end right now. Here comes the tank shelling, but he'll smash his way through that wall very, very easily. Once he's able to get the surround on those Thors, then that will be that. Shelling coming in, taking damage to his own Thors. 1 down, second one down. Here comes the Banelings and additional reinforcements streaming in right now. There's the surround on the tank. And it's a cleanup. What can I say?
Complete cleanup. GG call by mOoNan.
Yes, GG indeed. And what a game that was for IdrA, who is going into the second game looking very confident right now. Playing rather well, and mOoNan panicking quite a lot by the looks of it.
A lot of mistakes.
Yep.
A lot of mistakes by mOoNan. Starting with the simple barracks reactor switch up. Wanting to wall off, so he picked it up and then the drone stopped it. And no harassment was created from the Hellions he's made. He then followed it up by Blue Flame Hellions, which did nothing again.
Yep.
So just literally naturally pushed himself up behind against IdrA.
Yeah, and then IdrA, of course, capitalized on that and effectively toying with mOoNan or mOoNan, whichever you want to go for right there. It was not pretty. For any Terran player, it really was not pretty.
IdrA stopped trying. He just literally waypointed units to his base and just gave up. So
throw it at him.
Easy
Why
game.
not? Hey, it did the job, and we'll see as to whether or not mOoNan can come back from that one in Game 2 of this Best of 3 series. We'll be going in very shortly, folks. Don't go anywhere.